Alright guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Dustin Poirier literally walks through Max Holloway this Saturday at UFC 318. And obviously some people in the comments are gonna be like, but Max Holloway has the highest work rate in the UFC. He literally has the most significant strikes landed. But Max Holloway has also eaten the most significant shots in the history of the UFC. Now I don't know how much of a reliable source MMA Junkie is, but according to them, Max Holloway has absorbed 2,298 significant strikes in his entire UFC career. That's the most in company history. Not only that, but Max Holloway is literally ranked second for most fight time in the UFC. This man goes through wars. And this is nothing against Max Holloway. I love watching him fight. But it's undeniable to say that Max Holloway doesn't go to battle every single time he steps into the cage. Basically, the point I'm making here is Max Holloway realistically has pillow hands, bro. You don't set the significant strike record without having pillow hands. Because if you had that one punch knockout power, your fights would be ending before you could set the significant strike record, right? Like, that's just common sense. And on top of that, let's look at Max Holloway's back tattoo. It reminds you of someone, right? Someone else with an iron chin, someone else who used to go to wars, someone else who just so happens to be my favorite fighter, who I had to watch go on an 8-fight losing streak. Yeah, I said it. I think Max Holloway is the next Tony Ferguson. I mean, Max Holloway has been through so many wars. The amount of scar tissue in his face, he's basically like the Diaz brothers. The Diaz brothers were notorious for absorbing damage. And it showed, dude. Like, the amount of scar tissue they built up, you would just hit them once and they'd start bleeding. But they'd still keep coming forward. And I think Max Holloway is the same. Like, take a look at any of his fights. Cuts will always open up on his face. He just has too much scar tissue. He's taken too much damage over the years. And especially against a power puncher like Dustin for the third time. And let's not forget, Holloway is coming off his first KO loss to Ilia Toptoro not even a year ago. Now that I'm finished with the Max Holloway slander, let's get on to the Dustin Poirier glazing. The first and foremost reason why I believe Dustin takes this again is that in the first two fights, Max Holloway could not hurt Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier has a chin that was able to withstand Max Holloway's pillow hands. I know I said no more Max Holloway slander, but let's be realistic. Max Holloway has pillow hands, and Dustin Poirier has been in some wars where he's eaten huge shots. You can't tell me Max Holloway is capable of outputting the same power as Justin Gaethje, as Dan Hooker, as Eddie Alvarez, as Conor McGregor. Max Holloway just doesn't have the power of these names, and Dustin Poirier has absorbed shots from all of these names. And I know what you're thinking, if Max Holloway has absorbed all these shots, so has Dustin Poirier. Why won't his chin be gone? Well, I think the number one and foremost thing to having a good chin is mentality. And considering everything Dustin Poirier has on the line, he cannot afford to lose. I cannot afford to lose. Show me the money. I don't want bullshit fights where I get knocked out by Ilia Toptoro. I want Max Pillowhands Holloway. Yeah, I have a really shitty Brazilian accent. Obrigado to anyone Brazilian watching this and putting up with that. Anyways, let's get back into it. This is Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. And on top of that, he's never lost 2 fights in a row. Coming off that submission loss to Islam, if Max Holloway just so happens to beat him this Saturday, it'll completely tarnish his legacy. Like, just think about it. Dustin Poirier himself, every time he goes out there after a loss, he says, crayfish and gumbo, I've never lost 2 in a row. And so to be able to make a statement and retire in front of your home turf of Louisiana, New Orleans, bro, and go out on a win and never lose twice in a row, bro, the amount on the line, the mentality involved, I believe Dustin Poirier's chin will hold up for his last and final fight. I think with so much on the line here, Dustin Poirier is going to win, dude. Like, the stakes for this fight are too high. He literally cannot afford to lose. unless Max Holloway pulls off some crazy spinning back kick and breaks his nose like he did Gaethje, I just don't see him winning. Dustin Poirier goes out with a bang and either takes it to bloody decision or TKOs Holloway in round 4 or 3. You heard it here first. Thanks for watching.